Hey, Jason here with the Nasty Norwegian pulling team. I thought it would be a good idea to kind of do a little walk around with you, kind of show you what the tractors are and what the differences are between each one of them. So let's go. All right, as you can see, we got both tractors, Nasty Norwegian and the Nasty Norwegian 2. The Nasty Norwegian is powered by a 4.3 Chevy V6. This tractor is always been powered by a V6. It has never had a V8 in it. Behind the V6, we got a standard Chevy 3-speed. We use 34-inch tires on this tractor. You can see when you get behind here, we have a 9-inch Ford rear end in here. One of the cool things about this tractor is this sign. Now, for those of you who don't know, the V8 tomato juice always had a slogan at the end of their commercials about, wow, I could have had a V8. And when my dad built this tractor, a neighbor friend of his came up with the idea to put this sign on the back of the tractor. And this sign has always been on the back of the tractor since day one. It's always been there. Some people don't get the reference anymore today, but it's kind of a tribute to those very first years we were pulling. And the other original thing that you'll see on here is the steering wheel, and you'll see the emblem inside the steering wheel is a Buick emblem, which is significant because when we first built this tractor, it had a 225 Buick V6 in it, and Dad pulled that 225, and then when I started pulling, we redid the whole tractor and we went with the 4.3 and have never looked back since. It's been a tough, durable, no give up motor, and it's just been a lot of fun to drive and a lot of fun to go pulling and competing with the V8s with. This one, obviously you can see, is powered by a big block 396. One thing about our tractors is we always wanted to be kind of a little bit different from everybody else, and that was why the V6 started. And when we built the second one, we tried a bunch of different combinations. We had a 5.7 diesel in it at one point. He had a 231 Buick in it at one point, until we finally decided to go with the big block. And the big block has challenges as far as weight goes, so that's always been a thing for us, is we always got to be very mindful of how much weight we add and take off the tractor. This tractor with me on it weighs just over 1,900 pounds. So we do get into that 1950, but we don't get to add a lot of weight, as much weight as we'd like to. We are powered here by a turbo 350 transmission. Now this one we're pulling with 18.4/16 this is the biggest tire that is allowed in the mini rod class, and you can see the difference. Good difference there between the 34 and the 18.4/16. Now when we built this tractor, we originally had a 9-inch Ford in it, but the 396 kept tearing it apart. So we went with a Dana 60 in this one. We've had to add a few things to help brace it up and support it on the inside, but it's been a good rear end. Once we figured out our hopping problem, we haven't had any issues with it, knock on wood with that. So yeah, Dana 60 in this one, they're a little bit tougher than the Ford 9-inch as far as holding that torque that we get from the big block. We didn't change the brake pedals when we took the automatic out. Most guys will have a brake pedal on each side. This one, once we got the automatic in there, everything was all set up already, and so we just said, you know what, let's just leave it in there. And it's kind of a salute to the old farm tractor who's got the pedals right next to each other, and on the other side is where the clutch used to be. So we just took all that out and left the brake pedals where they were, and I was used to driving it like that, so it just kind of made sense just to leave it exactly alone. So there we go. There is a quick walkthrough of our pulling tractors. So we are from central Wisconsin, and we do pull throughout the state as much as we can. We pull with a couple different clubs throughout the state. We are limited a little bit with the big block where we can go and who we can pull with, but we try to get out as much as we can, have a little fun with everybody, and just have a great time pulling. So we're hoping to do some more videos next year, give you more of an inside look on how our pulling team works and how we work at each pull. You can follow us on Facebook, definitely subscribe here, like us. Hey, thanks for joining me. And you know, if you got comments, questions, leave them at the bottom, and we'll see you next time.